Sexy love. Oh, just singing that. That's for play tonight on the radio. So if they listen on Track Talk Radio, they finna be jamming tonight. Hip hop and R&B, baby, baby. Hold on real quick. I'm talking to my young dusty ass brother, making sure you gotta do family check-ins, make sure the family's good. But welcome to the Minkle Jackson Show. What is today? Today's Tuesday, man. Honestly, it feels like a Thursday, but it also feel like one of them Thursdays that feel like it's not a Thursday and that it's actually a Tuesday because it's actually a damn Tuesday. I wish it was Thursday though. I'm ready for a long nap. I don't know what to say, man. Just, when it's hot out, I just be needing to take extended naps in the AC. And so any opportunity there is for an extendo nap, I'm taking it. Let's see. Sorry. Also, I'm also checking in about the tabs for my car because I'm not finna be caught black driving and have some cop pull me over and try to do me wrong. Big baby Jonathan, what's cracking, my bro? Thanks for checking in, broski. I'm in here watching this blowout, man. The Houston Rockets versus the Celtics. Even though they're blowing out the Celtics, I could already tell by how Houston's playing that the Lakers are gonna wash them. That'll be if we end up having to play them, that'll be an easy series. Houston's not. They're going to be the same that they've been every year. Every time you see the Houston Rockets in the playoffs, they're going to get there, and James is going to put up a lot of buckets, but they're not going to win. It's going to be the same as every other year. Sorry, man. There's a lot of people hitting me up right now. I'm just trying to make sure I check in with everybody before we really get into the show. Plus, I'm waiting for the music to stop playing on Track Talk Radio. What we don't want to continue to do is I don't want to continue to, have the radio listeners miss out on the best parts of the show. And a lot of times, some of the best conversations come when we're on the music break. So I want to save a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I do apologize if it sounds like it's buzzing here. That's just the fan, but the fan got to be on because I'm not finna be in here sweating. Like I said, man, I'm in need of a really long nap in a cold AC. Last night when I went to sleep, I put my air conditioning on like 65 degrees. Oh my God. I ain't slept that good mad long, I tell you. And that's why I came here ready to do this show for y'all, man. So what we got playing right now? If you're listening on Track Talk Radio, you are listening to some old school cuts. They got Eminem, Drugs Are Bad playing. I don't know if y'all have ever heard that song. That is a crazy record. And sometimes when I hear that record, I'll be like, why did he make this? Why did he make songs like this? And why did we love him? Like some of the drug records, like I can't really relate to that with M, but I still know all the words to all the songs. And I low key be like, yo, M was spitting back then, but all he was really talking about was like popping pills. I didn't do none of that. I definitely wasn't I didn't have no beef with my mom. I had beef with my pops, but that was about it. But not in the same way. You know what I'm saying? M just had, you could feel Buddy's pain. So I got it. But still, I wonder, that record Criminal's crazy. His bars are crazy. And he's spitting. But some of the stuff he's saying, you're like, yo, my man, are you good? And so it just always reminds me of shout out to M for he seemed to got his life together. And as you grow up and you mature, those things happen. That's why I say, man, I've been an Eminem fan since the late 90s. And when you're a kid, you're a teenager, you're going through it, you're stressed, you're struggling, all these things, motions, and your body's growing, all these things are happening. Y'all know how it goes because y'all probably been there. Some of y'all like to act like you weren't an asshole teenager, but you all were. But you know, you go through those stages of life and you start to mature. But like now, I be listening to all the content a little bit differently, and honestly, it's a pretty good teaching tool because it does kind of force me to reflect on some of my own past experiences, and then whenever you're approaching, you know, conversations with people who are younger than you can talk to them through a different lens. It's a good way to pass down knowledge, yo. Because I back in the day when I was listening to M, I was wilding. You know, you spitting these raps by these, you know, artists and singing these songs and going through these situations, and then now it's like, now that you're getting up there in age and you hear the stuff, and then you see what these kids are going through, you're like, man, it's an easy fix, man. Y'all just gotta pay attention, but you just don't be listening too much when you're a teenager. But like I said, some of these records are still good teaching tools for when you're trying to help, you know, shape young minds. So shout out to anybody that's doing that. Anyway, they got some Genuine gonna play tonight. Some Gucci, man. Gucci. I was watching a clip where T.I. and Jeezy are talking on T.I.'s podcast, and they're thinking about trying to reconcile with Gucci. I like that. That sounds crazy as hell based on all the drama that those men been through with one another. But if they can end up chopping it up, imagine if the three of them got on an album together. That would be crazy for the South. So shout out to Gucci, man. They got some Jamie Foxx playing later, some Jodeci, Forever My Lady. Yo, Jodeci, I feel like could still kill right now. If Jodeci come back right now, I feel like they can help resurrect R&B groups. But y'all, listen, you old niggas gotta keep your shirts on though, okay? We passed that. But if you can come back with those voices, and if you get your man KC to stop, or is it JoJo, which whatever one of them niggas was going through it, if we can get them to be cool and come back, man, you know, listen, man, they'll kill it in this day and age. Because there's no good R&B groups. And I know somebody probably gonna kill me for that, but if somebody is out right now and they're hot, I don't know about them. So put me on game. Don't disrespect me. Let's see what else we got. We got some Neo playing that. Like I said, the Sexy Love record, some Joel Santana, some Chameleonaire, Nas, Carrie Hilson. Oh my God, I got the Cuts playing tonight. It's gonna be a crazy night. So if you're listening on the radio, you know, you're getting a really good show by your man DJ Cold Cuts, aka DJ Pocket Biscuit, aka Big Meatloaf, baby, aka DJ Wheatloaf. You know, I have not had meatloaf in forever, but that does sound hella good. I wonder if there's anybody I know or anybody out there that makes like a really fire meatloaf. And I know some of y'all probably getting gross, probably the view count probably going down. Ooh, this nigga talking about meatloaf, I'm out of here. But listen, man, if somebody you know makes a really good meatloaf, don't scoff at them when they offer that, because that shit might be fire. Because I know some of these people out there really be throwing down in the kitchen. So if you make a good meatloaf, let me know. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, some asparagus. Ooh. And some of that cornbread from Boston Market. Oh my God, that shit would be slapping. Now my big ass is hungry. Hungry as hell. All right, man. How much time we got on the radio? Boy, when my new record drop, I'm gonna be playing that on repeat. When I drop this new record, there's gonna be a day where all the listeners on Track Talk Radio are only going to hear that song for the entire 2 hours. And I might do it like on a Sunday show. That way there's nothing but music playing. It's gonna just be my song on repeat. I'm gonna make sure to get these spins, boy. All right, we got 2 minutes, and then we're gonna intro the show. Who are we talking about tonight? Listen. I almost said, who am I gonna slander tonight? It's not slander, man, because look, it's not. Listen, unless these people are acting crazy or doing something really, really stupid, it's not necessarily a shot at them. It's probably just a shot at something they do. It's okay. We all make bad decisions. I make bad decisions and make the wrong call constantly. It's not with a lot of things. Sometimes it's just with stuff that's just stupid. Maybe you hit the curb when you're going, parallel parking and shit like that. I do that from time to time. And if somebody knew that I did that and they wanted to get on a podcast and be like, yo, man, me, Michael Jackson, I seen this boy the other day, this nigga can't drive for shit. If someone want to do that to me, I'm not going to take that personally. So if these people are getting online and they're public figures, and even if they're not, if you get online and you show yourself or someone shows you being stupid, it's free for the rest of us to dissect it. That's all I'm doing. So we're going to talk about Terry Crews, obviously. Brother Terry, I wish Terry would just stop. Terry, stop playing yourself, Terry. I don't know how many times we got to tell you this. This is like the 7th time just in the last 6 to 10 months. You're a repeat offender, my brother. And all you keep doing, listen, if we look up, we had a site called coons.com. And if you look up the site, president of operations is Terry Crews right now. And we got to get him away from that. I don't feel like he should be over there. Terry, a lot of people used to keep a picture of you in their wallet to help them, maintain, financial discipline when it came to managing their wallet. You used to be an inspiration just based off a character you play. We seen you, duct tape phone books to your stomach and go to a party, when you was Damon on Next Friday or Friday After Next. I mean, you play some iconic roles. You actually play yourself on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and you're a big motherfucker who can dance. We seen you doing the robot on Longest Yard. Terry, you are classic, but my brother, you are playing yourself. And I know you, if you were to ever hear this, you'd be like, yo, I don't care. I know you would probably say that. Or you would probably refer to yourself in third person like you're doing Brooklyn 99. Say, Terry doesn't care about this. Terry thinks Meanco is dumb. That's probably what you would say. And I understand that because you think you're doing the right thing. But my brother, I'm here to tell you, every day that you do something crazy and stupid like you've been doing, you're playing yourself. It's to the point where the comments are literally just saying, not invited to the cookout. That you've almost damn near been exiled, not invited to the cookout? Come on. That means Negroes like me could flake 10,000 times on the cookout and still get the invite before you. As long as we're not listed on the site with you on coons.com. And I know that's crazy. I do not even like saying that about people. And I'm not saying that about him. That was just a joke. But Terry is putting himself in that position where he's portraying himself as such. I need to know why he believes what he believes and why he feels like he should get on the site and tweet stuff like that. Like today, he literally tweeted the acronym Coon. And now we're all wondering, what is wrong with Terry? Why does he continue to do this to himself? All right, how many songs they got left playing? We got another 2 minutes. I figured I'll give him 3 songs to open up, man. Terry, come on, bro. I don't want to have to stop watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I'll be laughing at you too much. And not because you're funny on the show, but because you're just Terry. Come on, bro. We got to do better, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Oh my God, I'm dead. Yeah, you know what's crazy? My brother's texting me right now. He just said, I ain't seen you in a decade, though. I, for real, have not seen him since March. No, late February. Late February. Damn. That's the longest that I ain't seen this nigga in probably 5-6 years. That's crazy. Shout out to him, though, man. Hope he's doing well, man. Living a life as a father. No more NFL life. It's just father life. Shout out to my man, Douglas. Douglas, salute, bro. Yeah, I'm in here. I'm doing family check-ins. Like I said, we cannot forget about mental health and the awareness that we should all be raising. Listen, as someone who tends to kind of struggle with the lockbox up here, and when I say that, I just mean, listen, everybody has tough days. Everybody goes through it. We all have, sometimes our negative thoughts, and some of us are just a little bit better at reeling ourselves in than other people, but we should all be there to support those who are looking at ways that they can get better in their everyday life. So I feel like it is very important that we always talk about that. And I honestly think I've kind of not gotten away from it purposely, but I used to talk about mental health awareness on every single episode. And I feel like maybe some of the reason why I've been just going off the chain and all that is because I have not been focusing as much on my own mental health. And so I think a lot of my shows have been a little bit too like raw, you know what I'm saying? And they could tend to be a little bit smoother if maybe I wasn't in such a crazy space. But I'm glad that I've started to shift out of that. And like I said, it's important that you check on your strong friends, make sure everybody that you know is good, man, because those funks can linger and last, and you don't want that for your people, man. So shout out to everybody who's still pushing, still here. We love you, and I'm glad that you were still here with me. Let's get this show started. Get money. Oh, hold up. Let me stop this record. Yo, thank you for tuning into the Meanquil Jackson show. We're live on Track Talk Radio as well as YouTube. Listen, this is the show of every person's dream, including all of your grandmothers. They love this show, especially grandmothers. And shout out to all you lovely grandmothers. Shout out to my grandmother. I'm giving my first shout out of the day to all the grandmothers. And one of the reasons why is just because I think my grandmother's hilarious. And I was watching one of my old shows. Well, it's not old. Well, technically it's old because it was from last week. But my grandma ended up calling in the middle of my show, and she just cracks me up. So shout out to my grandmother, all my family out in Buffalo, New York, upstate New York, baby. You know, I feel like people who live upstate don't get the same love as motherfuckers that live in the city. But right now, I'm glad that my family is not living in the city, because the city is turned up, man. They are out in New York City, obviously protesting. Black Lives Matter, shout out. But there's literally, I just was watching a video before the show on my phone where some like the police are out there kidnapping folks. Like, it's on the video. Buddy was just on a skateboard, and they rolled up in a van and they jumped out. They jumped on Buddy, and then they threw Buddy in the car. The bike cops, and not motorcycle, but mountain bike cops pulled up, and they surround the van and use their bikes as shields to keep protesters away from the van. And it's like, fam, when you move someone 15 feet beyond where they want to be, that's kidnapping, bro. Right? Somebody look that up for me. I know that has to be right. There's no way you can pull up on somebody and be like, they don't even be like, they just grab them. It's not even like they're giving them no warning, no speech, no nothing. Like I said, my man's just riding around on a skateboard, and they jumped on Buddy and they tossed him in the van. They said, hey, you going with us, buddy? Who knows where they're taking these people? I always just assume, just based on shows that I watch that happen in New York City, that they probably take niggas down to the docks. I don't know if that's real. I need to have Jeff on the show. Jeff's from New York. Maybe he could tell us. I don't know if he would know from personal experience, and I pray to God he don't. But shout out to my man. He obviously is making it. He's healthy. He's live. Shout out to Just Jeff. But I wonder if Jeff has heard stories about when the New York Police Department, when they go kidnap people, where do they take them? Is it to the docks, or do they take them to Cheesecake Factory or Justin's? Where do they take them? They take them somewhere fancy? I can't imagine it's somewhere good. Maybe it's like under like a bridge or an underpass. God, it's probably crazy as hell. But anyway, New York City is going crazy. It seems like it's going to turn into Portland pretty soon, which Portland then turned into Seattle. Everybody in these major cities is going crazy. You know what's weird, man? I live like a couple of miles from downtown Seattle, and I actually have had to go down to the city a few times within the last couple of weeks. And it never seems like it's crazy. And maybe it's just because I'm going down there in the daytime, but like it never seems like it's really cracking off like that. And then I'll be on my phone, and then you're just watching a daytime video of people getting pepper sprayed and getting their asses whooped. And I'm like, bro, where is this even happening at? Like, I'm literally a couple of miles away. And then even when I reach out to a lot of my friends who are in the know about some of these protests, they're like, yo, we have no idea. I mean, they know now, obviously, because now people are out there documenting it, like the ass whoopings from these federal agents every single day, because they down here causing problems for no damn reason, which is just so crazy. Because what's Fat Buddy's name? I know I probably shouldn't body shame him, but he got a big turkey, like a big turkey neck. What's Buddy's name? The Attorney General. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Big Buddy. He is saying that he feels like because they think that protesters are only out there just attacking the buildings, that he feels like these agents are free to be down here kicking everybody's ass. And I didn't only because I'm stupid. I don't pay attention to this stuff. I didn't realize that the attorney general dude is like the top cop in the nation, technically. So he's a law enforcement officer. He's the top law enforcement officer. And then there's some lady. Only saying some lady because I don't know who these people are. I don't follow politics like that. But there's a whole video of her just getting her shit off. Pause. But I mean, like, really talking crazy to this dude and checking him about his behavior. So I'm gonna play this little audio real quick. So I hope everybody on the radio is doing well, man. And welcome to the show. We're getting into the thick of it tonight because it is Tuesday. That's what we do here. Let's get it.
Occasions after President Trump tweeted "Liberate Michigan" to subvert stay-home orders to protect the public health of people in Michigan, protesters swarmed the Michigan Capitol carrying guns.
That did happen.
Some with swastikas, Confederate flags, and one even with a dark-haired doll with a noose around its neck. Are you aware that these protesters called for the governor to be lynched, shot, and beheaded?
No.
You're not aware of that?
He didn't know that.
Major protests in Michigan. You're the attorney general, and you didn't know that the protesters called for the governor to be lynched, shot, and beheaded. So obviously you couldn't be concerned about that.
Well, there are a lot of protests around the United States, and on June 1st,
Attorney General Barr,
I was worried about the District of Columbia, which is
protests
federal.
in certain parts of the country. You're very aware of those, but when protesters with guns and swastikas and Confederate flags. Excuse me, Mr. Barr, this is my time and I control it. You are aware of certain kinds of protesters, but in Michigan, when protesters carry guns and Confederate flags and swastikas and call for the governor of Michigan to be beheaded and shot and lynched, somehow you're not aware of that. Somehow you didn't know about it, so you didn't send federal agents in to do to the president's supporters what you did to the president's protesters. In fact, you didn't put pepper balls on those protesters. So the point I'm trying to make here, Mr. Barr, that I think is very important for the country to understand, is that there is a real discrepancy in how you react as the attorney general, the top cop in this country, when white men with swastikas storm a government building with guns. There is no need for the president to, quote, activate you because they're getting the president's personal agenda done. But when black people and people of color protest police brutality, systemic racism, and the president's very own lack of response to those critical issues, then you forcibly remove them with armed federal officers, pepper bombs, because they are considered terrorists by the president. You take an aggressive approach to Black Lives Matter protests, but not to right-wing extremists threatening to lynch a governor if it's for the president's benefit. Did I get it right, Mr. Barr?
Ooh,
responsibility
did I get it right?
Government and the White House is the seat of the
Mr. Barr, let me just make
she
it
don't want
clear.
to hear
You
that
are
shit.
supposed to
The Michigan
represent
authorities
the
can
people
handle.
of the United
Michigan
States
authorities
of
can
America,
handle.
not violate people's First Amendment rights. You are supposed to uphold democracy and secure equal justice under the law, not violently dismantle certain protesters based on the president's personal agenda.
Get him out of here.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask unanimous consent to also introduce into the record a report from the MIT Election Data and Science Lab.
Hold up. Let me turn that off. First of all, I love how she put him in his place. Listen, fam, you can't pretend that you didn't see those people out there being upset in the very beginning of this pandemic, being out in front of those federal buildings, carrying their rifles and all, which is their right. Yeah, whatever. But you didn't send in all this law enforcement to go kick the shit out of them. But you're out here doing it to these people who are literally walking down the street, protesting peacefully for black people's rights, for all people's rights. In reality, listen, I've been saying this to y'all. We are the punching bag and have been. Minorities, us, along with Native Americans, other people, other groups of people, excuse me. We keep getting our asses whooped in the worst kind of way when situations happen. The only way it can be better for everybody is if they ease up on us and start to play the game a little bit more fair. It's not really all that hard. Because it's crazy when you see the amount of, of the other people who don't agree with the Black Lives Matter movement and don't think that everybody should have a fair shot. It's funny that everything is cool with them as long as none of these situations happen to them. But then as soon as a loved one or somebody end up in some hot water, or they end up hurt, or heaven forbid they end up dying, then all of a sudden they're like, well, we want justice too. And doesn't my son or my daughter's life matter? Doesn't my grandfather's life matter? I'm like, but fam, but you always acting like only your life mattered and not everybody else's life mattered. Like, if you really want everyone to believe it, or care about you and your loved ones and all that, you got to do the same for other people. It's not a one-way street, fam. Like, this shit is crazy. We got to finally start to move past this. And what I mean by that is that white folks in power, the ones in power especially, need to actually do the right thing and put a stop to some of this stuff. You see buddy with the turkey neck, what's his name? Attorney General. He need to not be in that job. He's not doing that job correctly. It's that simple. If he's going to get up there and lie and pretend that he doesn't know about these protests, that he doesn't understand the magnitude of the situation, he doesn't understand that by him, kind of giving the go ahead to these federal agents is actually making everyone else's lives worse. If he doesn't understand that he's helping maintain the divide between the citizens of America, the police department, and the government, if he doesn't understand that he's helping to keep that going, like, we got to get him out of here. He's not doing a good job. We got to get all these bums out of here. I don't know who's qualified. I don't have a solution when it comes to this because I don't know a damn thing about any of this stuff. But I'm sure that we can find some people who believe in the power of all people, who can get in a group or something, some type of huddle up, and they can find somebody who can best represent all interests objectively. I don't know, man. As crazy as it sounds, maybe Adam Silver should be our president. I know that is a crazy thought, but at the same time, it's not. And you're probably saying, well, why him? Because he somehow found a way to make this NBA bubble thing work. And he didn't just do it all by himself. He put people in positions to help him make the best decisions. Isn't that what you want somebody to do? Do their best to remain objective and at least listen to all people involved, and then have a group of people that help support decisions that help everybody in a small way rather than one group in a big way, which means it doesn't help the other group in any way at all. Isn't that kind of what we're hoping for? Because obviously not everybody's going to be happy with everything. You have to understand that. And most of us arguing about this shit are adults. Come on, you guys are adults. You know that you can't always have it your way. This is not fucking Burger King, okay? Some of y'all need to remember that. You're too used to getting your way. You have to understand that if you would like to be here, function, be successful, while also finding the smallest amount of happiness while living on hell. This sounds like an ad for a terrible resort. But if you want all of that, you need to be willing to compromise. And if you have any ill feelings, issues, and bullshit that you want to say, and you're trying to do the wrong thing, stay at home. Don't apply for these type of jobs. Don't offer yourself up to leadership roles if you're not prepared. Listen, there are some of you who are just not cut out for this shit. No matter how much money you have, fame, or whatever, whoever you know, some of you are not cut out for this. And we need to put people in positions to find the best people for these jobs. Y'all got to get Turkey Neck out of here. You saw how he was getting his shit owned by Miss Lady in that whole little venue. I don't know where they at. It sound like the Senate. I don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, I do, but some of this stuff, I'm just gonna play it off like I'm too dumb. I don't know, man, because I don't want people thinking I know all this stuff. I know like a couple of things, and they probably not even right. Probably information I got off the back of a milk carton one day, but I don't know. But we got to get some of these bums out of here. Turkey Neck, aka Attorney General, Ice Cream Bar. We got to get him out of here. He's a bum. Okay. Let's see. I gotta change it, man. My game ended. Man, here watching League Pass. Shout out to my man Isaiah Barber for hooking it up. Okay, what else we got on the show? Get money. Let's have a moment of silence for Terry Crews. Y'all thought I really wasn't going to do that, huh? Yeah, I definitely gave him a moment of silence. Terry, it's probably done for you, bro. And it's only because you jump out the window. Some of the stuff that you say, I would love to just sit down with Terry and be like, Terry, may I ask what you're thinking, OG brother? I said earlier on the broadcast that, like, I want to show Terry love. I think he's a great actor. He's funny, very entertaining. Like I said, for so long prior to him being really active on Twitter, he was an inspiration to most Black Americans. And shit, probably just anybody who was a person of color that ever saw Everybody Hates Chris, or if you saw him on Longest Yard, if you've seen him in these Old Spice commercials. I mean, Terry's kind of an OG in the acting game. White Chicks, people love him in White Chicks. Terry, you were well respected at one point. Why are you opting to throw that away? Especially in the time of cancel culture. Terry, you got to get it together, bro. Please get it together, Terry. I don't want to spend too much time ripping on Terry. I already torched him. We've already gave him. Listen, I feel like Terry needs. You know what Terry need? Somebody need to invite Terry to go back to the hood. He needs to be he needs to be embraced by the Black people. Somebody's mom need to cook him a good meal. Y'all need to share some laughs. Maybe slap him on the back of the head a couple times. Play some spades. Terry, you need to drink some damn Kool-Aid, boy. And I don't mean the packet and a ton of water and a teaspoon of sugar. I mean half a pound of bag of sugar, a couple of packets, and then 3 cups of water. You need that type of Kool-Aid. That way it can re-energize those genes within your body that remind you of who you are, my brother, because all this crazy stuff that you've been doing, we got to get off that, Terry. You better than that, Terry. And I wasn't playing about that Kool-Aid, brother. Somebody take him to the hood. You need to reset. Somebody need to reset him. Change the battery in his back. Terry's not doing the right thing. What else we got? Let me look at my list, man, because sometimes I don't even be going in order. It's just on the list. I want to talk about this because this was crazy. Last Monday, well, this happened last Monday, but I talked about it on the Tuesday show. Jeff Bezos made several $billions just last Monday. I haven't heard one story about him giving any of that money back. Because you realize that on that Monday when he made those billions of dollars, he could have given us all. The stimulus checks could literally come out of this nigga's pocket and it wouldn't hurt him at all. Then I see a story today pop up where it says Mackenzie Scott, which is his ex-wife, donating tons of money to HBCUs. I was like, okay, giving money to Black people. So let's look at this. Mackenzie Scott. Okay, Mackenzie, this photo they put up of you on this site look a little bit raggedy. You know, your hair could have been a little bit better. But at the same time, that's how the rich stay rich. They don't be stressing about bullshit like hair and shit. That's why niggas like me are broke. Because you know what I'm saying? I got to stay clean. Even though lately during the pandemic, I've probably only had about 3 or 4 haircuts because I've been bumming it too. And you know what? I'm not rich either. So maybe that's not the secret. It says Scott has listed Hampton University, Howard University, Morehouse College, Spelman College, Tuskegee University, and Xavier University as institutions that receive generous contributions. While some schools have not acknowledged the donation but have yet to disclose the amount, Tuskegee president Dr. Lily D. McNair reported a $20 million gift on Tuesday. It's the largest gift in their 140-year history of the university. Holy smoke, says Scott reportedly walked away with almost $38 billion after the divorce. Didn't Buddy just make that all back last Monday? How in the did that happen? Did everybody on earth who orders off Amazon Prime just literally pay for them to get divorced and pay for her settlement and then pay for him to get his money back? God, if that happened because we've been doing that, I'm never shopping on Amazon Prime again unless I really need something. But I'm going to have to really need it, Jeff. And then you got to find a way to give me the money back, bro. Matt, why is everything not on there free? He's not going to take a hit from that. We should all get like the month of August, everything you order on Prime should be free. And Jeff has to pay the suppliers personally. It got to come out of his pocket. You want to give back? Listen, I need 8 microphones. I need 3 new laptops. I need all kind of stuff, Jeff. Damn, these people got it made, boy. But shout out to Mackenzie. Like I said, girl, your hair was looking a little bit something, but you was all right in my book. You donate money to black people. Anybody who's about to attend those colleges, man, listen, you're probably gonna get state-of-the-art equipment, new campus, new cafeteria, locker rooms, dorm rooms. All that money is going to be kind of life-changing for kids that go to that school in the future. So that's pretty cool, man. Shout out to her for doing that. Because, listen, there's a lot of people that got big pockets like that, and they really only be donating this stuff so that way they can find a way to recoup the money at tax time. I don't know if Mackenzie's one of those people, but I don't know. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt until she prove otherwise. But shout out to anybody that's donating to black people, black communities. Listen. It goes a long way, man. We're trying to change some lives, man. Speaking of changing lives, I did finally come up with a name for my new series where I'm planning to highlight black entrepreneurs and creators. It's going to be called Black Forever because that's what it is, man. And I love that name because I always say that. I always say things like black every day or nigga, I'm black every day or black forever. Because that's just what it is. And I'm proud that it is that. And I am already feeling proud of this new project. It's taken me several weeks to kind of start like really putting this together. And now I'm in the final stages. So now we are at the stage of where I'm trying to recruit people to be a part of the project, to have their business, their art, or anything that they're a part of, I want to showcase that, excuse me. So I'm looking for 10 people. I've already had a few people who have reached out. I even saw some emails actually popping up while we're doing the show. I'm looking for 10 people just to start. It's going to be, I'm going to do this project till the end of time if we can. I think it would be something dope. There's enough of y'all out here where I could probably do thousands of these, if not more. So, but I'm going to start with 10 for series 1, and then we'll go from there, man. But like I said, looking to highlight black entrepreneurs and creators, get their stories out, give them the opportunity just to be on another platform. Listen, we want these people who are looking at ways to showcase their talents. We want to give them as many platforms as they can get to showcase their talents. And this is another opportunity for them to do that. So I'm looking for you. If you have interest in this, you should hit me up. If you got new music, you're a producer, you're an actor or actress, you are, a future candidate for maybe the biggest seat in the White House. If you're looking at becoming a lawyer, a doctor, you're a singer, you're a dancer, you're any of these things. If you are looking at ways to achieve your dreams on a daily basis and you feel like this is a project you want to be a part of, then let's link up and we'll connect. We'll have some in-depth conversation. You can riff with me on stuff that I talk about on my show, and we'll laugh and have a good time, man. And I'm hoping that this can be something that people watch forever and inspire young black kids who are up and coming for generations. Look at the way we look at old television shows and old, listening to old music and things like that. This is something that could be that. It could last forever. So it could be there for your kids, their kids, the kids after that, forever. So reach out if you want to be a part of this project. It's going to be lit. And again, shout out to anybody that shared my project update today, as well as the people who are connecting me with their people who wanted to be a part of the project. I've had some pretty dope conversations today. So, man, it's been a good Tuesday, man. I love it. So Black Forever coming soon. And it will drop like a series. So I'm going to record all these, and then I'm going to have them edited, and then I'm going to put them out weekly. And then hopefully on the week that any one person's show, pops up, I'll be able to have them come on the show that week so they can talk about it and promote it. I think that would be awesome. So you're going to get featured twice actually on my stuff. And I love that because, like I said, the more opportunities we have to help promote you and get your story out there, the more it will help with your future success, I hope. So Black Forever coming soon. All right, man, we're going to take a short break. If you're listening on Track Talk Radio, what you about to hear? You about to hear some Jamie Foxx featuring Chameleonaire, Can I Take You Home remix. Not a lot of people know about that. Can I take you home, girl? I'll get you all alone, girl. I do you like I want to. Touch you like I want to. Okay, let me stop, man. It's your man DJ Cold Cuts, aka DJ Pocket Biscuit, aka Meancool Jackson. It's Tuesday. July 28th. Oh my God. Time is just flying. And we only just been at home. Oh my God. This shit is awful, but I love it. All right, man. We're going to get to this music and then we'll be right back with the show. Oh my God. July 28th. Can I take you home, squirrel? Let's see. What do we got coming up on the show? We're going to talk about this goof named Tom Cotton. We're going to definitely talk about how people want Tory Lanez deported. And I got to give my take on. I'm going to be very respectful. It's not about the jokes, but there are some concerns that I have anytime I see someone who is a public figure who then is spoken about by the public after a situation and then makes a video saying that they don't appreciate people talking about them. Respectfully, that shit drives me crazy because when you opt into the fame thing, maybe you're not reading the fine print, but it goes for us too. Anything you put online, it's no longer your. Now, I know you. It's not. You didn't stage this situation to happen to you. But this little situation involving Tory, it became public. Once it becomes public, it's free for everybody to dissect. That does not excuse or condone the comments. But I'm just saying you cannot be surprised when people do that. I think it is pointless for you to get on a video and say how you don't appreciate people doing that because you should have known that that was going to happen based on you being a public figure. So we're going to talk about that. Should Tory be deported? I don't know. Maybe. Get him out of here. I don't know. But I kind of like Tory, so maybe let him stay. I don't know. Let's see what else. Florida man. I know anytime you hear that, it's about to be some crazy shit. There's one specific story we're going to talk about today, but then I'm also going to talk to you about why I think Florida man just needs to be a series. It should just be a show. And imagine if after we start to really feel like we're done with the pandemic and people are really allowed to go outside, the stories that you could capture being in Florida could make for great television. I mean, Walmart should have their own TV show. You ever seen those internet pages about the people that go to Walmart? That shit is so ratchet, but it's crazy. But we're also going to talk about Walmart and how Walmart caved to the pressure of its consumers. They literally on July 20th, they said they were going to mandate that everybody going in and out of their facilities should be required to wear masks. And then it only took about a week and they've already started to go back on that. And they're not going, apparently from what I've been told, they will not be requiring people to wear masks when they go into their facility. I guess they, enough Karens complain and Walmart just cave to the pressure. I think that shit is weak, man. Don't do that, man. Don't make a big deal about how you're gonna make everybody wear masks and then come back on that bullshit. Walmart's weak for that. Obviously, we're still waiting. Still sitting here waiting for the killers of Breonna Taylor to be arrested. Still waiting. Who else has still been waiting? I know it ain't just been me. Shout out to Breonna Taylor. Shout out to Elijah McClain. I mean, shout out to George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery. Shout out to Rashard Brooks, all of our victims. Everybody. There's so many fallen people. And look at what's being done. In most cases, it's damn near nothing. It don't feel like enough. We're also going to talk about Garrett Foster tonight, a young man in Austin, Texas, who he was unfortunately killed during a protest the other night, was shot by someone who was in a vehicle, I guess, who had, they say, tried to run over protesters or was at least on the road, and maybe it was just, getting a little too close for comfort. Depending on who you hear the story from, it goes that Garrett was pushing his wife or fiance who was in a wheelchair. He was pushing her as they were going through a protest. Some people say that he was armed, but he was just exercising his Second Amendment right to open carry, and they have that in that state. But some people are telling the story that he approached the guy in the car with his weapon drawn, and then the guy shot him. But a lot of people are saying that he did not do that and that he was just shot by the guy. Garrett is a white man. And I guess the person he was shot by was a white man. But what's confusing about the situation is that Buddy shot him. And I thought about this today. I feel like when we've been witnessing or hearing stories of people being shot at protests by other civilians, usually those shooters, in most cases, are white guys. But then you're always hearing that although they're taken into custody, that they're always released that day and that charges aren't filed immediately. But the weird thing is that none of these circumstances are usually self-defense in any type of way, because they go down to the protest to protest protesters. So that means when they engage those people, in most cases, they're probably looking for trouble. They're shooting these people, they're killing them, and then they're not, at least as far as we know, they're not in any real trouble at the moment. So people are really losing their lives behind this. And some of these people are just peacefully protesting, minding their own damn business, walking with other people who are out there for the same reasons as them, which is to raise awareness about the unjust killings of so many black people. And they want to be there on behalf of the movement that is Black Lives Matter, but because of that, some of these people are losing their lives, unfortunately, and it seems like nothing is being done about it. That shit is just crazy to me. But this is where it gets interesting, because if you think about it, and I've said this many a time on this show and in every conversation with any human I've ever had on this topic, if that was a black person and he shoots, if they have the capability of apprehending him in that moment, he goes to jail, he puts on that orange jumpsuit and probably never takes it off. And I mean that night. He does not get to go home. They're probably not going to care what the circumstances are. I've talked about it on this show about how even like in those no-knock raids in the state of Texas, they go in through a window. They break in. The guy goes to defend his home, shoots the first person in the window. That person happens to be a cop. They're recommending that he receive the death penalty. White guy does the same thing, same state. They're like, oh, I guess we should have just knocked first or let you know that we were coming. No charges filed, no trouble, no nothing. Come on, man. No one should ever be able to say with a serious face that there's no like unfairness or mistreatment or there's no discrepancies. It's like it's fair for all of us, man. It happened to my cousin too. He's a white guy. Come on, man. I have so many black friends, man. This shit doesn't happen to them, man. You guys are just making it up, man. Did that sound like three different white dudes that I just did? All those voices sound like three different ones. Listen, man, my point is just this. We got a lot of people pretending like this stuff doesn't exist, but we all know that it does exist. A lot of you want these protests to stop happening. and you think that they're just looking for reasons to destroy buildings. Nah, man, it's not none of that. We don't give a damn about that federal building. No one cares about that. Come on. All they have to actually start doing is treating these situations the same. And what I mean by that is if you know and you can identify the shooter, arrest the shooter, because that's what you would do to us. And when we act up and when they act up, if you're a law enforcement officer, don't kick the shit out of them. I can understand using force when necessary, but apprehend, take them, you book them, you allow them to go through the system, and you make sure that the system is fair. Come on, did a story where, hey, we had two crimes committed, one by a white guy, one by a black guy. All the stats were literally identical, except the age. One guy was 2 years older, and the fact that one guy was black, one guy was white. The one guy was recommended for 2 years in jail. The other guy was recommended for 21 years in prison. Guess which one is the black guy? The one who has to go to the worst facility, which is prison as opposed to jail. We got to stop pretending like it's not different, because it is. Got to do better, man. Got to do better. Let's see how much time is on the music. Okay, they're listening to Jeremiah Birthday Sex right now. Girl, you know I've been feeling, wake up in the late night, been dreaming about your loving, girl. Girl, you know that was the cut back in the day. Now that I'm thinking about it, don't need candles and cake, need your body to. Oh, let me stop. You know what's crazy though? I feel like Jeremiah had Birthday Sex, I'm a Star, Raindrops was hot. He had a couple of other ones, and then I felt like after he did that record with 50, what's the one? I know y'all know that song. I don't remember the lyric. I can just remember on the beginning. And then, Put It Down on Me or something like that. Down on Me or whatever it's called. I feel like after that record, he just was okay. I don't know what happened to you, buddy, but you was just okay. But shout out to Jeremiah. Let's see. What's the time? Okay, we got 30 seconds, man. 30 seconds of this, and then I gotta add some more songs to the queue. They finna run out of music, cause we'll only be going till 8:30 on the live stream, and then they listen to music the rest of the time. So after 8:30, you need to click over to Track Talk Radio if you're trying to hear this music. Girl, you know I've been feeling. Wake up in the late night. Oh my God, let me stop. Anyway, welcome back to the Michael Jackson Show. You're listening live on Track Talk Radio, as well as watching live on YouTube. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow and do all those wonderful things. Also, be sure to listen to Track Talk Radio 24 hours a day. Why? Because I've told you to, all right? Do what I say. Don't argue with me. It's your father talking. Yo, you know what's crazy? There's a small part of me that I just can't wait to be a dad, just so I can tell my kids to do unnecessary things. Like, I want to be on the couch and then hear my kids upstairs playing and then call them down to come hand me the remote. And I know you're probably thinking, yo, that's grimy. I know it is. But you know what? Hazing is a part of life. And it's only going to be little stuff like that. Like, you remember how on Friday when Craig and Smokey was on the porch and Craig's dad told his sister to go tell him to get him a cup of ice water. That shit cracks me up. That's the funniest shit to me. Because, fam, how you going to tell somebody to tell another person to do something for you? And by the time that person actually do it, and actually, no, what he do? He told her to go get him. That's what it was. And then he literally went in the room and then he was like, hey, go get me a glass of ice water. That was foul. Bro, you could have just got up and gotten it. But I'm going to give him the whole speech. Be like, look, I had to do this as a kid. I'm not gonna do them like my mom did to me though. Shout out to my mom, and I know I had it coming, but my mom low key had me on dish duty like every day for it probably was like 8 years easy. That's not an exaggeration, bro. I literally was washing dishes by hand for mad long, bro. I don't even know if my sister knows how to wash dishes. And that's not a bad thing. I just feel like, I'm sure she does. Because who did them after I left? I know my mom wasn't doing them. But shout out to my mom, though. Beautiful black queen. I miss you. Please don't slap me through the damn microphone. Anyway, I'm not mad at it because my dishwashing skills are top notch. Now, as far as how I put them out for them to dry, that's just terrible. My organization skills, terrible when it comes to dishes. I wash them, boom, 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 bam, rinse, boom, boom, bam. There's no order, there's no nothing. But I can stack it, boy. You trying to get me to do Jenga with the dishes? I got you. I will stack it. You'll be able to pull it and it won't fall over. Everything's straight. But man, mom's had me on dishwashing duty. So I'm definitely going to have my kids at the very least getting me the remote, even when I'm 2 feet away from it. And they're going to be getting me ice water. A little light hazing, nothing too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my homies that are parents. If you have the opportunity to haze your kids in that way, shout out to you, man. You deserve it. Take some breaks. Get them to, do the little things. Hold the door. Make them pour the water for you if they're strong enough to hold the jug. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to take advantage of that during pandemic. Y'all deserve it. You deserve a break. Anyway, let's get back to this show, man. What do we got? Okay. I got to say this. So, on past shows, it took me a while to figure out who this celebrity was. Megan Thee Stallion, whatever. Beautiful young lady. I guess she's very talented. This is not a disrespect or shade to her. This is more so about this whole thing about how celebrities get on videos and then complain to the public that they don't like being talked about by the public when they are in the public eye. When you're famous, and I don't know, I'm not famous, but I assume that when you accept all that comes along with being famous, that you are also agreeing that you are okay with your life not being as private as a normal citizen. You're not going to have the same amount of privacy that, Buddy and Gary, Indiana on the farm is going to have. It's going to be different because you are opting to showcase yourself, your talent, and your skills. And that's super dope. And I understand that there should be boundaries and limits and people shouldn't disrespect you or make light of a situation. But I also want to point out to this young lady that, listen, a lot of people have gone through these types of situations, and it's just what the internet does. They find ways to find the humor in everything. I don't think it is meaning that people don't give a damn about your circumstances or they don't care about you. Because obviously you see the outpour of love and support for you, your health, your well-being, and your future going forward. There's a lot of people that love you. But you have to understand that there are also people who are going to be like, listen, it's a weird situation. They're only left to speculate. There are people coming out who feel like they know you, who are speaking more about the situation than you are. Obviously, no one can talk to freaking Tory. No one knows where his little ass is locked up at. Or I'm sure they do know where he's locked up at, but who knows what he's thinking, what's going on in his head. I mean, he's not even here to defend himself. And that's why we got to get to this little petition thing pretty soon, because they're trying to get this nigga deported back to Canada. I don't know if I mind that or not. I mean, shout out to Tory. His music is okay, but like, do we need Tory? I'm not going to be sad or upset if someone goes, Tory's back in Canada, because I feel like he'll still, like, they have IG in Canada, right? Like, he'll still be, doing his thing. I don't feel like that hurts him that much. Anyway, But my point is, it's always weird to me when you see people who, like I said, they're public figures, and then they get on these videos and they say, "Oh, I don't want y'all to talk about me. I don't appreciate it." And I get it. I know in her situation, she didn't appreciate the jokes about her, and people were saying a lot of things and commenting. Um, it is what it is, man. You have to be willing to accept the fact that there will be scrutiny. People literally don't have anything to do. Of course they're going to talk about you. And then you have a lot of people where that's their job. People who do this shit that I'm doing. It's their job to get on their shows every week and make comments, make jokes, and say stuff. I don't think it, like I said, I don't think it means that all these people just don't give a shit about you or your well-being. I don't think that's true. And that goes for any celebrity. But also, y'all got to let go of this whole, like, wanting to be seen by everybody, heard by everybody, have everybody, always appreciate you. But then when, like, the bad stuff happens, all of a sudden you're like, no, I'd appreciate it if you guys just respect my privacy. Come on, man. You can't do that. You cannot do that. And you definitely can't be mad when people are, kind of going in on you. It happens. It definitely happens. But anyway, I shout out to Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, we're glad that you didn't suffer any severe injuries. Obviously, I would, I hope that something like this never happens to you ever again, young lady. You seem like you were very, well on your way to being crazy successful. You seem like you're very talented. We never want anything crazy like this to happen to anybody. But I also would say lesson learned. I don't understand why y'all want to be around niggas that want to pretend to be gangster and like carry guns and stuff like that. Because then when alcohol get involved, all of a sudden people, they can't handle themselves. They forget their bearings, and then bam, before you know it, like, shit happens. It just doesn't seem worth it. But at the same time, you guys shouldn't have to be told that you can't go have a good time in any way that you want, because there's always a threat of danger. I mean, obviously, this got to be on Buddy. He can't be handling a gun in front of a female. I think that's just weirdo shit, too. No matter what the story ended up being, if Tory ended up shooting this girl, there's nothing he could say to me that I would be like, oh, yeah, my nigga, I get it. Nah, fam, you in the car talking to a girl with her homegirl in the car. Why do you have a gun out? Even if she's big enough to beat your ass, why do you have a gun out? Think about that, Tory. Have fun back in Canada, my brother. You know what's crazy is I love that on the petition, it says something like trying to get 15,000 signatures, and the screenshot that I saw was at like 14,000, like basically right at around 15. And I think it had only been open for like a couple of days or some shit like that. That shit had me dead. They want Tory gone. Is Tory Lanez canceled? I think the answer has been confirmed. It's yes. Like I said, I don't think there's anything he could say or do that could bring him back from this, because one, well, you know what? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because what is the worst thing that you could do as a rapper to like lose your credibility? It's snitch. But 6ix9ine seems to be doing fine. I don't know. I think Tory's canceled, but I could definitely see where he could come out on the other side of this and people would be like, you know what? It's okay. We're riding with you. I mean, bro, in 2020, anything is possible. So maybe Tory's going back to Canada. Or God, maybe he's going to be like the next president of Atlantic Records or something. I don't know. Something crazy will probably happen either way. Meg Thee Stallion, hope you recover. And I hope you recover quickly so you can go out and enjoy the rest of your summer and hang out with your friends and all that good stuff. Florida man. In this situation, this Florida man used COVID relief funds to buy himself a Lamborghini. A COVID-19 relief loan. Just when you thought you've heard it all, there's always something that pops up and takes the cake. This time around, a Florida man is accused of fraudulently obtaining millions from the Paycheck Protection Program and using the money to buy luxury items, including a new Lamborghini. David T. Hines, age 29, from Miami, was arrested and charged with bank fraud. The Justice Department said the federal agent seized the car, which was worth $318,000, and also a total of $3.4 million from his bank accounts. Yo, my man just wanted to live out the dream for a few days. God, what's he about to do? Like 10 years for this? 20 years for this? Documents say that David applied for the $13.5 million in paycheck protection loans when he filled applications on behalf of different companies that reportedly included false statements about employee payroll expenses. The document stated those purported employees either did not exist or earned a fraction of what Hines claimed in his PPP applications. Collectively, Hines falsely claimed his companies paid millions of dollars in payroll the first quarter of 2020. State and bank records, however, show little to no payroll expenses during this period. In the end, the bank ended up approving $3.9 million in loans. Oh my God. A few days after receiving the money, he reportedly went and purchased a 2020 Lamborghini. Bro, you stupid as shit. Well, you gotta wait like 6 to 10 months before you go purchase a new whip like that. You gotta steal the money and let it just be there. Like, God, niggas just do the most. He's literally trying to live this shit out like it's on a damn movie or something. This is so stupid, but at the same time, it's typical of a person from Florida. To be able to finesse the government in some way, or the bank, excuse me, you're able to get a cool 3.9 million, and then the first thing you do is run out and just burn 318 racks on a new Lamby. Oh my God. Buddy was living the dream. I truly believe Florida Man should be a series. It should feature the men and women of North America's asshole, and it should showcase them and their talents. You can't even, does it need to be limited? Like, is it just like the crazy stuff? Or is it like a rest? Like, I mean, Florida gives you a little bit of everything. It's going to be like a buffet of ratchetness. And I feel like it would make for great television. And I know people have suggested this before, but I feel like if there are any networks out there trying to get this series up and running, I think you need to call me. I can provide some really good suggestions, and I would just like a producing credit on the show, because I feel like I'm going to get you to where all the craziest shit is going to happen. And not because I have some certified hood pass. I'm just going to look at the map and be like, niggas over here are crazy as hell. Let's go over there. And we're going to do it kind of like Cheaters, where, you have a dude pull up in a van and they got a camera crew. It's not finna be me, because I'm not getting stabbed, but I'll be in the other van watching it on the cameras and stuff with the little headset on and shit, doing what the most. So, Florida Man, the series, coming to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime in 2022. Because I'm going to give y'all a couple years to think about this idea and then bring me on, okay? Let's get it. Ooh, Umbrella Academy, season 2 coming Friday. That's going to be a lit show. Let's get it. Markel's in the chat hating on the Florida Man TV show. It's okay, though. You just don't get it. You don't get how crazy that show would be. You thought Cops was good. You thought Live PD was good. Imagine Florida Man, the television show. Oh, my God. No one will need to watch anything else because it'll be so funny. All your comedy needs will be met when you watch Florida Man, the series. Don't believe me? Watch it in 2022 and watch for my name on the credits. All right, let's see what else we got. Tom Cotton, he's some idiot, and what does he do? He's a senator, and he says slavery was a necessary evil in the U.S. I'm not going to waste time reading the article. We're just going to riff on that one part. Fam, it was a what? You think slavery was a what? A necessary evil? I want to say he went on to say some shit like that, like they set it up because, Like, hopefully some of these things they put in place, we're going to make it go away forever. And da, da, da. I don't know. He was saying something stupid like that. It was so dumb. I didn't even want to try to comprehend it. My thing is this. You literally just referred to a situation where white people enslaved an entire other race, and then you tried to say that it was necessary. For what? In order for our country to be as great as it is in 2020? Come on, fam. You are out of your damn mind. Out of your damn mind. Absolutely. A necessary evil. If you actually believe that, please punch yourself in the head 3 good times, and then 1 extra one for me. Thank you. What is Markel saying in the chat? I think the show is great. I was talking about the. Oh yeah, dude in the story. Yeah. I'm not really surprised at all that a buddy from Florida used COVID relief funds to buy a Lamborghini. I think that's just as stupid as this senator saying that he thinks slavery was a necessary evil. If you were somebody who voted for Tom Cotton, that's tough. God, I wonder if these people know that some of these people are this stupid when they vote for him. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm glad we know now because people won't vote for him again, I bet. How much time we got? Oh, we got 20. We chilling. Walmart. Why did Walmart cave to the pressure of their consumers? On July 20th, they said that they wanted everybody to wear masks. It was going to be a mandate. And now they're already going back on that. I got to go back to the phone, man, because I got all these saved on here. So, and it's not just Walmart. It's other major retailers that will no longer enforce mask policies for fear of staff being attacked by angry customers. So this is my thing. I don't know for sure, but if I was just guessing based on the amount of stores that like a Target has or a Walmart, what do you think they make a day? At minimum, they probably make what? $5-6 million a day between all their stores. That's probably a super low number. I'm probably guessing way low. What every store, maybe they make like 25 million a day, I bet. It's got to be at least that. You mean to tell me y'all don't have enough money to pay for some like private security or something? People that can just be there to protect your staff? I mean, how many people are actually walking in and causing such a problem for your staff that after a week you would have to scale back your mask policy? I know Target has money. All of these retailers, they ain't struggling because y'all stayed open during the pandemic. So you still been getting your bread. You don't have enough money to put people in place to help protect your staff. Plus, the weird thing is I've barely seen any videos of the staff getting harassed at a Walmart. It's the customers that are getting into it. Because even though y'all have people walking around in those blue vests, a lot of them really ain't even doing nothing. They in the back eating sandwiches and being on break probably. I feel like anytime I've been to Walmart in the last 5-6 years, especially out here in Washington, I don't be seeing no staff around unless they're right at the register. And even then, there's 2 registers open. Everybody got to go to self-checkout. Come on, man. Why y'all pretending like you want to protect the staff? Get out of here with that. Why are you not protecting all of your customers and just leaving the mandate in place? If you have these people who are working for the CDC, who are doctors and microbiologists and all this, and they're telling you all that the masks are helpful, why are you going back and being like, well, we want to, but some of these people, they just get so mad, and then our poor staff and da da da. Bro, put the sign out front in the like a big ass sign that says Walmart is strictly enforcing the mask policy. If you do not agree with this and you refuse to leave and return with a mask, just put on there that you'll have them arrested. I don't know. I'm not even saying that's the answer, but I'm saying if you're going to say that you're planning to mandate it and then you're going to go back on that after a week, what is the point? You just look stupid, because then what are you going to do? Like in 2 weeks, you're going to go back to being like, oh, now our staff are complaining that people aren't wearing masks and now they're at risk of being exposed to the virus. So now we need everybody to wear masks. Why go back and forth? Just make them wear the damn mask. It's not that serious. Damn, I went from literally working at home and being in my own space to having to go back to work. And I literally pretty much wear my mask for like 6 hours a day straight. It really is not that bad. Even if people want to be like, oh, it's something that they want to just control you. Well, I don't care, man. It's just the same as like when I'm in my car, I wear my seatbelt. Fuck it. Why the fuck not? It ain't gonna hurt. Plus, I don't have to hear that beeping shit. You know? It's not gonna kill you. Just put the fucking mask on. I don't know. Do what you want to do, man. I don't shop at Walmart anymore because Walmart's too crazy and there's never anybody in there to help. I know that like 1,000 people work at a Walmart a day, but there's never anyone in there to help. So no shout outs for Walmart. Walmart, you're weak. Tighten up. Let's get into it. Violence in the workplace. Is it violence or just discrimination? Ellen DeGeneres show under official investigation for alleged mistreatment, discrimination, and racism in the workplace. You know what? I don't want to say I saw it coming, but there's a part of me that feels like, didn't y'all feel like we loved Ellen a little too much? Like Ellen seemed too good to be true. Only in a sense of like, there's no way. Maybe she is. Not saying that she is. I'm sure that these things aren't like, I mean, unless they come out and say that it's actually her. But I feel like for the longest time, I was always under the impression that Ellen was like one of these people that like every race would trade for her because she just loved people so much. So you assume that the environment that she has created on her show promotes that type of inclusion and, you know, everybody's involved and we fuck with everybody. Apparently that's not the case. So there's a new investigation involving her show. Let's see. Following months of behind the scenes reports of a toxic work environment, the show is officially under investigation due to multiple claims of a harmful workplace culture. Damn, they have several claims of mistreatment, discrimination, and racism within the workplace. Damn, hold on. I'm trying to see if it actually says her. It just keeps saying that it's the show. Yeah, I guess they're doing interviews with current and former employees about their experiences on the show. The in-house memo referenced recent articles about the workplace culture as one of the main factors for the investigation. I guess in April, reports surfaced about how poorly crew members were being treated during the coronavirus lockdown. Specifically, claims of reduced compensation and poor communication during. That's every job. What do you mean? I don't know. I want to keep an eye on this because, like I said, if this really end up being that like Ellen got a funky ass workplace happening, like I don't know, man. I feel like that's something that we need to keep an eye on. That would be crazy. But genuinely, I would always just assume that like, you know, it's Ellen. Like everybody over there has to be loving that shit. You know, kind of like the way they talk about like working at Google. Like everybody talks about how that shit is so great. But you know, there's always going to be people that like they hear about how great it is and then like their expectations are so high that when it's even like a little bit less than, then all of a sudden they're irritated and then they complain about it. I mean, that's just the natural order of humans. That's all motherfuckers do is complain. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this. Shout out to Mark for being in the chat. Yeah, she heard about these rumors also. Yeah, I feel like I had heard about this before too, but like that was also like I said, because I feel like we like, you know, everybody kind of like loves Ellen. Like I don't feel like that's something that you really wanted to like believe was actually true. I don't know. Like I said, it didn't say her, it just said the show. So we shall see what happens. All right, what else is on my list? Okay, so was it last week or the week before? We talked about a story where so there's this judge, and she is the judge over some finance case involving Jeffrey Epstein. And then out of nowhere, there was an attack on her home. Unfortunately, her son went to answer the door. The hitman, who was disguised as a FedEx guy, shot her son. But because, her husband and the son's father, they both happened to be walking in front of the door at the time, I guess he was hit too. And he ended up being in the hospital. Last I had heard, he was in stable condition. Hope he has made it and everything is all well. But then there were some weird details that came out about this story. One of them was that the guy who ended up being the shooter took his own life, and he was some lawyer and like a like a men's rights activist or some shit like that. This guy's name is Roy Den Hollander, and apparently there's a new report as of the last couple of days where it said that he's an anti-feminist lawyer. And it looks like they're trying to say that he basically had a list with like a dozen targets of people that he was planning to hit. So it says on the typed out document, another judge, a New Jersey federal judge, was listed along with the state judge in Manhattan. So on a typed document, a guy put a bunch of a typed document. Why would he do that? Why would he type a document knowing that once you open that document and you put those names on there, that if somebody wants to dig deep in your computer, they're always going to find that? If you're a hitman, wouldn't you like have that somewhere where no one could recover it? It already seems sketchy. His motive to kill appears to be related to a lawsuit that he had filed with the state of New York, claiming that the military's draft exclusions of women is unfair to men. Apparently, Judge Salas, the judge who lost her son, was moving slower than Hollander expected, which caused a sudden rage. How do you know that like your court case is taking too long? Now I'm mad and I'm going to kill you, but I also have a list with all these other people's names on it. Does this not sound sketchy to anybody but me? This sounds like a cover-up. They're trying to tie up loose ends, and they forced some goof into a corner because they had dirt on him, and he didn't do the job correctly, probably because he panicked. And then when they realized that he panicked and didn't do it right, they probably killed him. And then they left this document up on his computer. See, look at him. He's a hitman. If he's a hitman, he's the worst hitman in the history of hitmen. You could do a movie about the poorly trained hitman, and it would be better than this fucking guy. Police are also associating Hollander with the fatal shooting of Mark Angelucci, a men's rights attorney who had been successful with his own similar court actions. What? 2 oncologists were also named in Hollander's hit list, as he had been recently diagnosed with terminal cancer. So he gets diagnosed with terminal cancer and then decides to kill the people that diagnose him? Why would he do that? What did they do to him? Police believe this may have encouraged Hollander more into his killing spree. Bro, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. And the main reason why I'm not buying it is because the judge is attached to this Epstein case. That's all I'm going to say about it. I'm surprised Ghislaine Maxwell is still alive and hasn't eaten a bullet or choked on her own long sleeve t-shirt. Those jail exclusive long sleeve thermals. I'm surprised it hasn't been some stuff like that, because you know how they be acting. They're looking for any and every reason to cover up and tie up loose ends. How do you think rich people are going to stay rich, bro? They can't allow their secrets to be dug up and uncovered. Hell no, that can't happen. I don't know, bro. This just seemed too weird. I feel like I said, they backed my man into a corner, and then he funked up the job, and so they're like, bro, you didn't do this right. We gotta take you out. If he would have been a real hitman, he would have got out clean, and then you would have heard that they would, nothing would have happened to the son or the father. They would have been out of the house at the time. He would have been there. It would have been a whole thing, just like you see on the movies, bro. He out here doing the complete opposite of that. He doing what they would have done on like a parody movie. My bad. I keep hitting the microphone stand on my feet, man. Yeah, this is crazy, man. I think it's all set up, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, man. Let's see what we got. Shout outs. Again, shout out to everybody who shared my project update for Black Forever, this new series that's going to be dropping pretty soon. I'm planning to highlight Black entrepreneurs and creators of all kinds. We're looking to showcase their genius, their talents, and celebrate them as Black people. We want to give them their roses while they're here, allow them to promote their projects, and allow them to spend time engaging with me in in-depth conversations of all types. Because listen, the point of this show has always been to just connect with people, talk, and gain knowledge, and just, and it doesn't even matter if we're agreeing or disagreeing. It's all part of the process. It can be all used as learning tools. So I'm looking to highlight Black creators and entrepreneurs. So shout out to anybody who has already referred somebody to me or me to them. Like I said, I had already seen people sending me emails during the show, which I think is fantastic. I've connected with some great people today that we plan to have on. I love this idea. I really believe that it will be successful. So I would appreciate that everybody show their support and share my IG update that I posted on my Instagram today. Share it to as many people as you possibly can, because I can connect with people all over. If you got people who are international that want to be a part of this project, you let me know and we'll make it happen, Captain. I want to get as many people as possible. The first series is only going to be 10 people, but it will be multiple series. I assure you of that. I want to try to connect with as many people as possible, and let's all connect and just, hey, build better relationships. And obviously we want to celebrate Black people while they are here. I don't want to only celebrate these people after the fact. We want to celebrate them while they're here, but also celebrate all the fallen. And that's a part of this too, is that we want to get these stories documented before the unfortunate happens to any of us, because there are a lot of these people who are probably doing amazing, unbelievable things or had the potential to do so, and their lives have been cut short due to unfortunate circumstances. So we want to look to any way possible to try to, make sure that we're getting this stuff documented and it can be seen for generations to come. In the same way that, people are still listening to music from the 70s. If you can still listen to the Beatles and Michael Jackson and all this type of stuff, then in 15 years, you can watch these specials that I'm doing on these specific people. And you can look back at them and be like, man, they were doing this at that time, or their plans were to do this. I wonder how they turned out. And I hope that we get to a point where we can look these people up and see them still succeeding and doing amazing things and impacting their communities for the better. So let people know I'm looking for other people to be a part of this project, man. And I want 10 serious participants. People, listen, we want to get you on a video conference call. I got questions for you. We're going to have a whole dialogue. I want you to share your story, your journey, where you're at now, what you have going on in the future, your goals and everything. That's what I want to hear. So I want you to be on this show so that way your voice can be heard. So let's get it cracking. All right, man. This is it for the live stream, but flip on over to Track Talk Radio and listen to the last half hour of this music. It's going to be lit. Thank you for tuning in, man. Hey, every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on tracktalkradio.com. Me, Michael Jackson Show. It's live and it's lit, man. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get this music. And if you are watching live on YouTube, you is not watching no more.